What's happening? My name is Blake Harris, and this is the Music City Mindset, and we are graciously located inside of the Nashville Fit Network, and we are very, very grateful for that because of opportunities that come up like this, but we'll get to that in a moment. Here in the saddle with me, Glenncliff great, TSU legend, and the DB coach for the Lipscomb Academy Mustangs, the creator of Champions with his business at Training Corner on Instagram. Welcome back, Deon Giddens.
Man, thanks for having me, man. Great intro.
Thank you.
Fitting intro today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about it, but we haven't really gone in depth on the microphones. When you were with Buffalo, you took an opportunity after Buffalo playing arena ball because you just want to keep playing, love of the game, things like that. But you could say that that's arenas below NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're going down a league, right, to be able to continue your passion, your love, but separating yourself from the Shield time-wise. How long was it from the last time you laced your cleats up until accepting a football, not like a one-on-one DB training work on Saturdays kind of position, like an actual for a team coaching role? What kind of time gap was there?
Before I started actually coaching?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I turned down every coaching job until the last 4 years. So you talking at least 15 years.
So you had other opportunities, basically coming right out of retirement that you turned down. Why did you turn those opportunities down?
That's when I started my own business when I opened up Training Corner at the gym. So I had a brick and mortar. Yeah. So shortly after that, I just started doing that, and that was my focus. So I feel like the coaching was taking time away from me training, which was my true passion. But football player hard, that won't change. So when the right opportunity came, I got a call from Trent Dilfer at the time. He called me. Still was kind of on the fence about it then, believe it or not, but my wife talked me into it, like, you know what, just try it. I was just so focused on growing the actual training business, but once I did it, I got bit by the bug, and I probably won't stop coaching, to be honest.
What were you doing with the Training Corner? Because that allowed you to take the time off, turn down opportunities, and still being at one of the top high schools in the state. To still be relevant, I guess, is what I'm asking.
I mean, I'm a hometown kid, so I'm from Nashville. Went to high school here, college here, of course, at TSU. So they played a big factor in just kind of like the momentum and just the type of clientele I always got. But because I stay active, I mean, even though I hadn't played in years, I still work out like I did. So it was easy to kind of just, tell people what I was doing, and they just kind of gravitated to it. On top of that, I had other trainers coming into the business, so kind of ran it like a barbershop, came in, paid their dues. So I might have had 6 trainers at the time inside the building. So it was easy for me to kind of step away and do other things at the time.
Yeah. I had some coaching opportunities when I first retired, but I was in such a kind of a funk, depression. Didn't have a great relationship with football upon leaving with where I was at the time, and enough time passed that, like, then coming back. So it's really fascinating to me that we kind of had a similar trajectory and then got to the point where then you still had those opportunities coming. I think that's a big testament to that, to you, your previous career, and all of that. But you said you don't ever see yourself not coaching now.
Not at this point.
Now, even though it takes a lot of time away from other things.
I mean, you see, I'm rushing already all the time. I talk to you all the time about it, but it takes a lot. A lot goes into it when you're doing it for real and you mean something by it. So. But it's the payoff is great though, man. Like seeing the kids prosper, seeing them go, getting to college, getting to school. Even for the guys who don't play on the next level, college level, at this point, the high school kids, man, you teach them how to be young men, how to teach them to be responsible and, be family men as they get older. So, the payoff is great.
Everybody I know that ended up coaching kind of says the same thing about like resisting, and then you just fall in love with it. I was talking to King over the weekend, kind of says the same thing. So I'm trying to ride somebody's coattail so I can get on a team or something, man, because I'm trying to do that.
It's out there.
But luckily we have someone who has a very successful perspective on this what we're talking about here, sitting on the couch today, originally from Montgomery, Alabama. Roll Tide.
He always got to roll with the Tide.
Oh, okay. Right. One of Alabama State's all-time greats. He was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's a Super Bowl champion. He was an XFL Coach of the Year and now the current head coach of the Tennessee State Tigers. Welcome to the show, Coach Reggie Barlow.
Man.
Appreciate it.
Glad to
Blake.
have you
Thanks
here,
for
man.
having me, man.
Yeah.
Happy to be here with you guys.
Welcome,
man.
Coach. So I know did some history. I know some background, especially with where I went to college and all. But you can pretend for the moment I'm an ignorant white dude. Coming from Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
You're born in the early 70s.
Yeah.
You know, the 60s in Montgomery, from what I've read, pretty crucial with how things went with the South, with, you know, the Rosa Parks, all of that. What was Montgomery, Alabama like? What was your neighborhood like? What was it like growing up for you?
Yeah, Montgomery is a special place, man. Obviously, in the 60s, as you mentioned, there was a lot of, you know, race issues there. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Ralph Abernathy. You know, they have these museums and stuff in Montgomery, Alabama now to show the history. Obviously, growing up there, my neighborhood was a black neighborhood, mostly, you know, African Americans that lived in it. My elementary school was mixed, you know, black and white for the most part. But once I got to middle school, it was, you know, it was a little different because it was all African Americans there. But you know, it's similar to a lot of us, man. Growing up in a single parent home, not having a whole lot. It's 5 of us, 5 boys, 1 half brother. So it was a competitive household because all of us were athletes. Obviously, in the neighborhood, you're going to see crime and all that type of stuff. So going up against that, seeing stuff happen to people, you know, going to jail, people getting shot, you know, that type of stuff was a little challenging. And but I think growing up there in Ridgecrest, it actually made me into the person that I am.
Would you say some of those things actually made it easier for you to kind of stay on the straight and narrow and not get involved in that? Or was that difficult to stay away from, kind of getting pulled back in?
Yeah, I'm just grateful for my friends, the guys that I grew up with, Terry, Arthur, Tim, Kevin Barnes. Like, they protected me. Like, they, you know, whatever they might have had going on, it was never going to let Reggie be a part of this. And, you know, there's an interaction or two that I had growing up. Like, I was in the 9th grade and a dude put a pistol to my head, like, you know,
that's wild.
Walking home, right? And that was actually, he was our quarterback.
On the same team?
Yeah. Yeah. Walking home after a basketball game. You know, at the time I had a little chick girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we walking, and he came, and man, he was on some stuff, bro, about something he heard and that type of stuff. So I'm like, Dre, what we talking about, bro? We good, right? And he was like, well, first he pushed me. And, you know, you're going to protect yourself, and you're going to say, hey, man, you know, what's up? Like that. To the head. That's everybody in my middle school said that's when they knew I was going pro, because I was.
Oh, yeah.
Hit that 4-2 on him.
I was making my way back to the community center to Coach Wilson, who was our football coach, and he couldn't believe it. He said, what? When I say he's pulled a gun to my head. And he was like, who? When I told him who, he was like, no way. It's your teammate. Y'all connect.
Brothers.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the scariest moments of my life growing up in Ridgecrest. And like I said, I had people to protect me, to keep me away from any foolishness. But that was the one time that they wasn't around. So.
Yeah, do what you had to do.
Now, what position did you play in high school?
I played receiver. And
you didn't get no more balls.
Well, that guy ended up going to another school. But I played receiver in middle school and safety. Mm-hmm. And then in high school, I played receiver and safety as well, punt return, that type of stuff, yeah.
All the skill stuff.
Yeah,
all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So were you pretty heavily recruited coming out of college?
Not at all.
Or coming out of high school?
Not at all.
Okay.
I went to one recruiting trip, and that was Alabama State. That was the only offer I got. And I actually got that late because I played baseball with the head coach, Houston Markham. His son was our pitcher in baseball. And one night, they were having their way at him, hitting him to center field, right center, left center, and I happened to be the center fielder, and I was running and getting him. You know what I'm saying? And his dad, Coach Mark, was like, "Well, who's that kid in the center field?" He's like, "That's Reggie Barlow." He said, "He just played football?" I said, "Yeah, he plays football." He's pretty good. Yeah. So that's how I got the scholarship offer from Alabama State.
Ain't it crazy how it worked out like that?
Yeah,
like,
man.
I've heard so many stories like that. I got friends say the same thing. Like, they came to recruit this kid, but you end up getting something on the sport. So that's just how it worked, man.
Yeah.
Well, and there seems to be, like, you know, when you actually get into the pro level, being able to focus on, you know, one position or one side of the ball. I mean, because what Travis Hunter's doing right now is, you know, unheard of.
Yeah.
But it seems that the greats actually come from a foundation of multi-sports.
Yeah.
And then you have to start, like, kind of dwindling down which path you want to go in. But that athleticism, that foundation seems to be built across playing multiple sports like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's something they got to keep. I mean, because I think, like, what I'm seeing there in the high school level, a lot of kids, they just focus on one sport the whole 4 or 5 years. I'm like, man, no, what you get out of basketball will help you on the football field.
Yeah.
And what you do in baseball will help you in football too. So I'm a fan of playing, you know, multiple sports. But it does come a point to where you got to realize, hey, this is probably going to be more beneficial. This will help me get into school, so on and so forth. But, yeah, I'm a huge advocate of multiple sports across the board for me.
Yeah, Deon, I agree with you on that. Actually, when we're recruiting people, that's, you know, we want to know what other sports do you play.
I was
Do
going
you
to
run
ask you
track?
I was about to ask it.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, we want guys that run track, play baseball, play basketball, wrestlers. You know, we love wrestlers, right? So, yeah, I would encourage all student athletes, man, while you're young, play it all if you can, if it works in your schedule and all that stuff. And I know for me, I ran track, played basketball, played baseball, and the baseball and basketball kind of interact with each other. So I ended up, like, around my senior year not playing basketball, just because I want to focus more on baseball. So huge baseball fan, grew up loving it, playing it.
So what was it about being a small school like Alabama State that you went from only one offer, and that kind of came from a baseball game, to being able to be in the draft class for the Jaguars? What was special about that team? Your performance, like, how did that progression happen?
Yeah, my freshman year, I got redshirted. We had a really good team in 1991 at Alabama State. There's outstanding athletes on that team. We won a national championship for HBCUs, and learning from guys like Ricky Jones and Reggie Brown, Derek Roberts, they were the receivers that were the guys. And just learning work ethic. I ain't ever seen nobody work harder than that team, than that group of guys. And they demanded that from anybody that was a part of the receiver class or anybody that was on the team. So I think work ethic, you know, having a skill set, I was blessed with the skill set, and then just pouring into it and just work. And then as I went, from sophomore, as a freshman to sophomore, junior, and all that stuff, is when I started, you know, making big numbers, having, you know, 40 catches. I think the best I had was like 58 catches for like 1,200 yards one year, 12 touchdowns. And then the following year, we followed that up. And then my baseball skills allowed me to be a punt returner. I could judge the ball and all that type of stuff. So we ended up leading the nation in punt return yards. It's 20 yards per return. So after 1,200 yard season, 12 touchdowns, averaging 20 yards per return, like, they started calling. I mean, it was like the Senior Bowl, which is the biggest all-star game.
Yeah, that's the biggest one.
I got an invite to that my junior year, going into my senior year, and I was like, man,
it's huge.
I'm at Alabama State. I said, Jesus, this is the Senior Bowl,
yeah,
right?
That's real right there.
And then at the time, they had the Blue-Gray All-Star game that they had locally in Montgomery. I grew up going to that game with Bart's star dad. That's another story, but was invited to that. And then I got the combine invite, and I was like, man, all this going into my senior year. So it was just a blessing, man. I had great coaches, Coach Roger Totten, Guy Holliday, John McKenzie, just great coaches. And the thing I love about all those guys, you know, every time I'm sure they thought I was the best player on the team, but they were so hard on me. I ain't get away with nothing, right? I used to wonder about Coach Titan. I was like, man, this guy can't like me, man. He worked the crap out of me. He ain't caring about that, man. But real grateful for him, man, and had great teammates, our quarterbacks, coordinators, and those guys got me the ball. Coach Markham, he demanded that, and we just kept stacking good days, stacking good games, and was able to get drafted 4th round.
Okay, so you actually came out after your junior year?
No. This was my senior year. But I got my junior year is when I had like the 5,800, 1,200. That's when all the invites. And then going into my senior year was when we sustained that and was able to go and play in those games, combine, all that stuff. So it's pretty cool.
And was that the first year the Jaguars became a franchise when you got drafted, or like the
this is the second
year? Okay,
yeah,
so
the second year.
That was back when it was the AFC Central.
Yeah.
Mark Brunell
was our quarterback, man.
Gotcha.
We was blessed to have some really good dudes. Mark Brunell, Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardell, Fred Taylor.
I used to
Fred
watch
Taylor.
Everybody tell me, like, hey, we used to play with you on Madden in 96. Well, from like 96 to 98, the Jags team was pretty loaded. Yeah. We went to 2 AFC championship games, one versus the Patriots. We lost up there to them, and then one versus a team in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. So that's going to be the most painful part of playing in Nissan Stadium, knowing that, those guys beat. We were 14-2.
Yeah, y'all were good.
We were 14-2. In the regular season, the 2 losses, you know who they came to? Tennessee Titans.
Both of them.
Yes. We get a first round bye. We go and blow Miami or somebody away from here. We just blew them away. Then the AFC Championship game, guess who we get? Tennessee Titans at home. And, man, they put a whooping on us, man.
What year was this?
I want to say 98. It was a year they went to the Super Bowl and played the Rams.
The Rams.
So,
that would have been 99.
Was it 99?
Yeah, because I was a freshman at TSU, and we're actually the only team that ever lost in that might be 98 then. They came to y'all.
I think it was 98. They came to us,
Because 99, they had home field advantage.
Yeah.
And went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because we was the only team, TSU was the only team to lose in that stadium in 99 when they first built it. So it was 98.
Yeah. But, yeah, we had a good team. Coach Coughlin was an outstanding coach, and his assistant coaches did a great job.
I've heard his brain around football is...
He is the best, man. He's he's definitely somebody that you want to model your coaching style off of, using your own personality, right? Because my personality is a little different from his. But
got to be authentic.
Yeah, but in terms of standards, in terms of discipline and holding guys accountable and all that stuff, he was outstanding at that. And obviously that's some of the stuff that we use as a coach now, some of the stuff that he had us doing back then.
Now, kind of wrapping your pre-NFL career up. Maybe not in the 9th grade, but as someone who kind of got wrapped up into some similar stuff off the field.
Yeah.
But I was one that, like, I would get nervous before a game.
Yeah.
Like, real nervous. Like, all my friends and family are watching. And then I got into a situation very similar to you, just not on my own teammate. But for me, reflecting back on that, it made me remember that, like, this is just a game.
Right.
Like, it allowed me to really play the game as a game, that it's not that serious. Now, you getting that phone call about getting drafted, your draft experience.
Yeah.
What did that feel like coming from everything you had been through, coming out of Montgomery, being able to get that phone call?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, when I was in college, one of the things Coach Todd asked me was like, what do I want to get from this experience playing football? And I was like, honestly, man, if I could buy my mom a house, that would be amazing, right? And getting that call, I went in the 4th round, so I can't just go buy her a house then because the money back then was a little different, right?
Yeah.
But the thought came in my head. So now you're going to be here with this organization with a chance to develop and a chance to, get to a second contract, hopefully, right? That's what you want to get to. And was blessed to get to a second, third contract and was able to purchase my mom a house and, cars and stuff like that. So that was like the biggest thing for me. My first year, we grew up poor. I mean, we ain't had nothing like growing up, single parent home. Yeah, we didn't have a lot. And I think when I got drafted and was given, I think my signing bonus was like $300,000. So I'm like, you just gonna hand me that? I ain't played in the league yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah.
But man, for extended period of time, I had the money and that type of stuff, but I wasn't happy, right? And I think that was God's way of showing me that don't ever let it be about the money. Let it be about the game that you love, the passion that you have for the game, and all of that stuff. And once that happened, and I didn't make it about the money. It was just about the experience, being able to play, having good teammates and that type of stuff, man. It made it for a really cool career.
Man, it's big you said that. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in the materialistic and the glitz and glamour, which, it's easy to do, especially when you come from the type of environment that most of us come from.
Yeah.
But to say that is big, man, because I don't think a lot of people – I don't think they think about it, to be honest with you, until you're in that spot and you got to sit down with all this stuff. And it's like, do I really want to keep – and it sounds crazy from the outside looking in, but it's like, you got to figure it out some kind of way.
Yeah. I mean, I had never been responsible for paying bills and savings and that type of stuff. And obviously, you're going to have a bunch of people coming.
Yeah, phone crazy.
I got them new cousins.
Yeah. Everybody calling the house, pulling.
Right. Yeah. I tell you what, Blake, what's crazy is on draft day, back then it was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it was like that. Or Saturday and Sunday, something like that. But anyway.
They did 3 days for a long time.
Yeah. But anyway, it was a Sunday, and I hadn't got drafted yet. And my mom, she's a God-fearing woman, and she's dressed for church, right? And she said, they ain't called you yet? I said, no, they have not. She said, I'll tell you what, if they don't call in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be gone. I'm going to church now. I'm not.
I ain't messing with you. Yeah.
As Southern woman, I'm going to church. I'm not about to miss church. And I promise, man, like as my mom and my brother was getting ready to leave out, the Jaguars called. And it was what was cool about it. One, she got a chance to witness that, and
That's
two,
so cool.
we never had cable TV growing up. The only reason we got cable was, Mama, I think I'm gonna get drafted. I'm gonna get drafted.
Oh, man.
So we'll figure it out. We got cable like maybe a week or two before the draft, so we could see it.
Just watch it.
Just so we could watch it, and it was cool to see that she was able to catch it right before she went off to church, and people in the neighborhood.
Oh, she still went.
Oh, yeah, she went to church.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as my name went across, okay, congratulations, baby. I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah.
I'm going to church, though. You know what I'm saying? Barbara Ann, as we call her, man.
Yeah.
But that made it a really, really cool thing, too, to be able to experience that with her. So
that had to be cool.
So you brought up, the goal of, a second contract, because the rookie contracts, I mean, they're better than what you had, but that second contract is usually where it's at, especially the third. You went to the Raiders.
Yes, I did.
And then when Gruden was there. Mm-hmm. And then it seemed like you followed Gruden to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he followed me.
He followed.
No, I'm lying. How about Gruden, man? Did you see that thing he did on
I was just
Twitter?
about to say. And now he did that whole thing about the history of TSU and all of that.
Man?
What's your relationship with him, and what does he mean to you?
Man, I love Coach Gruden, bro. Like, when I signed my second contract with the Jaguars, and it was 5 years. And then I went to Oakland.
Oakland, yeah.
Oakland,
they
right?
moved around.
Alameda, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's when our relationship started, right? I didn't even know that he knew me as a player, but he knew, like, bro, in our system, West Coast offense, short throw, long run with punt return type guys. So that's what convinced me to go and sign with them, and his enthusiasm for the game and all that stuff, man.
It sounds like he still has that.
Oh, yeah. So his energy is unmatched. So we go there to play, and our wide receiver room in Oakland was Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, James Jett, Jerry Porter. Eric Metcalf was there for a little while. This guy named Util Green was a first rounder. And guess who our coach was? Fred Biletnikoff.
Man, you can't make that up.
Can you believe that?
I know those names.
Can you believe that?
I know those
names.
Fred
Biletnikoff has an award.
Yeah, named it.
Yeah, named it. Yeah.
And Jerry Rice in the room, and Tim Brown over here. Tim Brown's my roommate.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
I was a huge Metcalf fan.
Oh, Eric
You know
Metcalf
what
was
So
so
he was
good,
like,
man.
I tried to mimic some of the stuff I did in Little League off of him.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Like,
he was so good, man. Punt return, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I was just so happy to be a Raider because Al Davis signs off on you. That means something, right? And you know
You're at least fast,
right? And you know he's signing off on everything.
Yeah.
So that part, I was so happy and excited about that, especially being a Raider, especially being on a team with Jerry Rice, Tim Brown. I grew up watching both of those guys, and then. Well, I report to camp in Alameda. Well, not in Alameda. We was in Napa Valley, in California. And I go in my room, and, you know, obviously you had roommates. We had 2 beds in there. One was probably like a twin bed, and the other one was probably maybe a full-size bed, whatever. At this point, I'm 6, 7 years in. So I go in, I throw all my stuff on the big bed, and I'm like, you know, they probably got me with some young kid or something. So then the football ops guy comes to the room. He have all these bags on him and stuff, and he's wobbling. And then walk behind him, Tim Brown. I said, "Oh, I know which one's my bed."
Yeah, you gotta start moving all your stuff.
And he was so
gracious. Get that, sir.
Right. He was like, "No, you good." I say, "Man, listen, you're gonna take this bed, and I'm gonna get this little bed, and we're gonna ride out." So that was pretty cool too. That Tim was my roommate, and I could, you know, bounce stuff off of him and all that stuff. So it was a really cool experience.
Yeah. Man, it's really cool to hear you talk about it. The Raiders, unique because, like, people, like, sign with the, you know, the Titans, the Jags, whatever. But, like, being a Raider seems like it's more of, like, an embodiment of the Raider mindset.
Especially then.
Yeah, especially back then.
Especially
so what was that like? And, like, did you have to change anything or channel something, like, from your childhood to really get that Raider mindset? What was that like to really don that black and silver?
I think the mystique, you become a part of it. Like, once you're there, you see how they operate, you see the type of players that they have there, and the mindset of those guys, the fans, the black hole.
Oh, gosh,
it's almost like it's just naturally you're a part of it, and that's what I really enjoyed. You know, my time there, year and a half or whatever. Up until Gruden left, but it was a cool chance to be a part of the Raiders.
Man, I don't even know how to wrap my head around, like, even having that as an experience.
So the NFL now they have these homecoming games where they invite the former players back to one game a year, and I had never been back to the Raiders until this past season, and just to see all of those great players, Lester Hayes. Marcus Allen. I mean, just to be in the room with all these guys, man, it was a real treat. It was a real treat. So
it's legendary roster. Raiders, man, like this.
Yeah, Tim Brown, all those guys there, man. It's just dating all the way back. I mean, you know, back in the day, Jim Otto would still come around and all that stuff.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, just a lot of history there.
All right. Well, I definitely have some questions about that journey over across the country from Oakland over to Tampa Bay. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back here with Coach Reggie Barlow. And we are back here at the Music City Mindset. We have Coach Reggie Barlow on the couch. And we've kind of been talking all about up until you leaving Oakland. You mentioned Gruden's system was really more about, like, he had his system, and it was about finding people that fit that.
All right.
The question I have, and this is a personal question, I don't even know if you can really answer this, but you're the closest I can get to Gruden at this point. As a white dude fullback, Mike Allstott was, like, one of my idols. Like I mean, if you went to my YouTube right now and just typed in M, it would probably come up as like a recent search. Like A-Train was my dude, man. So Gruden, father of the Spider Y2 banana.
Banana, yeah. Trust me, I've heard that so many times.
Was that his system and Allstott fit that system, or did he kind of evolve that to Allstott's skill set? And is that what he did with some of the key players? Because if you look at that roster y'all had when y'all went over there, I mean, that was, you talking about some of the people you played with at Jacksonville. That Buccaneers roster was legit.
We're up to like 5 Hall of Famers. That was on the Buccaneer team.
Brooks, Sapp, Barber, Grammatica, Lynch, Keyshawn,
Keenan McCarter. So the system Gruden ran is obviously West Coast, right? The 49ers used to run it back in the day, and then everybody kind of pulled their own little niche and put their own personality on it. And when Gruden got the job at Tampa, I mean, all those guys were already in place for the most part. Allstott was already there. I think Dunn had just left, so he added Mike Pittman, the guy with the gun. And then Thomas Jones, I think his name. He was another one that had that. But I thought Gruden did a great job in the offensive staff of managing, using Mike Allstott the way that they did, using Pittman the way that we did, and Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones was a first-round draft pick. Pittman was a first-round draft pick. Allstott, I think, went like the 4th round. But, man, if you want to watch a highlight tape, I'm sure you've seen it with Mike Allstott, just him running over people.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
This dude thighs, bro, was like so big, man. And he's just a gentle giant, man. Great guy. Played the game the right way, practiced the right way, and, still doing his thing there down in Tampa living. So just a good dude.
Yeah.
So one of my guys from TSU, Eric Joyce, I got to shout out Joyce, man. He signed with the Bears coming out. So he left 2 years before me. But that's his first phone call. I think his first game he had to play against Tampa. And Allstott was still playing. He like, you ain't believe this one. He's the biggest I ever hit in my life.
I mean, shoulder pads, when he get to leaning that way, you can forget about it.
I mean, he'd almost go into a 3-point stance.
Yeah.
Full speed.
And can move.
And did you see that run where he was running over somebody and put his hand down 3-point, came up still?
Yeah, it was like came out of the blocks in full speed. Like, I don't know how you do that at that size.
And footwork was legit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Getting around guys. I mean,
but you always wonder, especially back then before there was like, let me go to his Instagram profile, you know, at the time of being a current player. But like, was that someone that like good teammate, nice to be around? Like, you always wonder, like, is this dude like just a menace and like, or is he actually, is that like a switch, like nice guy versus just a demon on the field?
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Always was cool to hang around.
Yeah.
Knew all of his teammates, I mean, but in between the lines, man, he ain't say a whole lot. He just ran people over.
I love it though, man.
Blocked people. Yeah. But we had that team had some really good guys, man. Brad Johnson. When I say good football players, but just good guys. Rondé Barber. The list goes on and on of guys. John Lynch.
Yeah.
So you're talking about John Lynch in the Hall of Fame. Barber's in there. Warren Sapp. It's just the team was loaded. Derek Brooks was on that team. Another just great guy. Just a great guy. And Shelton Quarles. I mean, the list goes on. Yeah, he's from here.
That was my next name, Whites Creek.
He was one of the fastest linebackers I ever seen. Shelton Quarles.
Yeah.
I'm like, this.
So Eric Joyce went to Whites Creek. That's how I knew about Shelton Quarles.
Okay.
But yeah, he played on that Tampa team.
Yeah.
Baller.
Yeah.
Man.
Simeon Rice. Is it Simeon Rice, the DN?
Yeah.
Yeah, our teammate. Work ethic. This guy would, after practice, he would pull sleds 100 yards like he's a receiver. Just, he's 6'6".
He was a big dude too.
Yeah.
He was a big dude.
Yeah. So, man, it was such a blessing to play for those guys. I think.
Was Booker McFarland on that team?
Booker was on the team.
Okay, I remember that.
Yep. Sean King.
Tulane.
Tulane. Yeah. I mean, we had. We had some guys, man. Yeah, but one of the guys that don't get talked about a lot, his name Greg Spires. They call him the Crane. Man, this dude, he played at Florida State, man, and he would tear guys up. He was a D tackle, and you just see him whooping folks, man. And also Dexter Jackson, Super Bowl MVP, who's on our staff over at Tennessee State now. So
man, it's loaded.
These guys, you got Greg Williams over there. You got Jerome Cruzy. You got Dexter, and Dexter's another great guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So one of the things that's kind of getting talked about now that there's a boom of podcasts and things like that is it seems like, yes, you need talent. Yeah. You need work ethic for sure.
Yeah.
But it seems like the great teams are ones where the egos are managed and the teams get along. You like each other.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most special thing about that Buccaneers roster that really got y'all to that mountaintop?
Yeah, we talk to our players now about average teams, no one leads. Good teams is coaches lead. But your championship teams and your great teams are player ran. The players manage the culture. The players set the thermostat on what we gonna be, how we gonna practice. And guys like Derek Brooks and Sapp and all those guys, to set the standard, they would take the first few reps on the scout team. Just imagine that, to show these other guys.
Wow.
The tempo. This is what it needs to look like.
Right. You know,
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, that team was player led, and it was.
I mean, but with those kind of names, future Hall of Famers, first ballots, I don't know how you would manage them without letting them.
Yeah, I think
lead everything.
Yeah, and it was the coaches believed in them. The players respected Brooks and Lynch and Sapp and Brad Johnson and Cardale and all that stuff. And they really set the standard for how we're going to practice, how we're going to meet, how we're going to travel, how we're going to play, and all that. And that's why we were able to, do what we did.
So taking that team, now we have NFL films where it's the slow motion of all of that. When that confetti's falling, and you can say something that no one can ever take away from you. You're a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like?
Oh, man, it was amazing. I think for me, man, I was really happy for many of our teammates who had been playing for a long time and hadn't won one. Lomas Brown comes to mind. He was an offensive tackle, played in the league about 23 years for the Detroit Lions. Low B, right? So, blocked for Barry Sanders. Mm-hmm. So I was happy for guys like that, obviously for Derek Brooks. Mm-hmm. For Gruden, he had brought me from Oakland to Tampa and that type of stuff. But, yeah, it's an amazing feeling knowing that. And then the night that we had the receptions where we unveiled the ring, and it was just like, man, all these diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, I know you was looking
it's like
what
Tiffany's, and the ring was made by Tiffany's, which is a elite.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So that was cool, man, and just having a Super Bowl ring, and I mean, I don't wear it often, but when you do put it on,
Showtime.
People want to know. Hey, that looks a little different.
That's way different.
What is that?
Way
right?
different.
Yeah. So that was a blessing, and like I said, we had played in 2 AFC Championships games that lost, that could have got us there. And finally, to get in the get in the Super Bowl and win it was real special, man. And there's a nice bond with all the guys that was part of that team.
Who did y'all beat? I forgot.
The Raiders.
The Raiders, that's right.
How about that?
Oh.
That's what I'm getting to. I remember that.
I just got released. Feeling? Yeah, I felt bad for Tim Brown because that's my guy. I love Tim. And then, like I said, I was in training camp with the Raiders.
Yeah.
And then I got released, and that's when I signed with Tampa.
Same year, you went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, those were my dudes.
That's like a revenge game for you and Gruden.
For Gruden, oh my God,
I knew he was eating it up.
He was out of his mind. He was out of his mind, right? But I mean, that week, me and Ricky Dudley, we both were Raiders, and we went to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
So we went out to eat with those guys. I mean, we ate with Tim because we were in San Diego for a whole week. went out with Tim Brown. I saw Jared Porter. Jared Porter. Some of the other guys, that I just been in camp with. So that was my friends. So we all hung out, saw each other and that type of stuff. But, around Wednesday, it was no more.
Yeah, stop.
We're not friends right now.
Bro.
Yeah.
More time.
I was hanging with Keyshawn, me, him, and I think Mike Silver, who's right for Sports Illustrated or something like that. Mm-hmm. We did dinner with him a few times. Keyshawn, my guy too, man. So was able to hang out. Yeah. He called me country. He'll call my phone. Man, what you doing? Riding a horse or something?
Yeah, I know. See, my cousin, my oldest cousin, one of my older cousins, my family's from LA, and he played at SC, a little older than Keyshawn.
Yeah.
He played with Curtis Conway.
Oh yeah.
So he played with them. So Travis Hanna, he got drafted by the Oilers.
Yeah, I know Curtis. Curtis and I had the same agent for years while he was playing. Yeah, so I would see him from time to time when we had our retreats. So he's a good football player.
Yeah, man. So I met him, his grandmother. So they, my cousin and him, they real tight.
Okay.
Both track guys too. So
yeah. Curtis was that, man. Yeah, he was good.
So obviously, pretty successful career. I'm going to assume your mom got some sort of better living arrangements at some point.
She's good.
Good for her.
Her house is her castle, man. She, this big old house. I'm like, Mom, your house is not big, bro. It's not big. But
good for you for being able to, set out and do what you needed to do. For the family outside of just the money and the love of the game.
Yeah.
When you decided to retire.
Yeah.
Kind of similar, taking this all back around full circle. What was your relationship with the game? How quickly did you get into coaching?
Yeah. I think I took like a year and a half off where I just try to figure it out. I mean, you guys know how it feels when football ends for us, man. That's depression.
We talk about it all the time.
Right? Yeah, it's literally all the time.
What am I going to do now? It's just I think I went through a time of just feeling like worthless, like, I mean, what?
Could you look at it? I know he always asks everybody this. Could you even watch a game after you put them up?
I would watch, but I think for me it wasn't about watching pro football. It really wasn't about watching a bunch of college football. For me, it was middle school football. I was like, the love for the game is so pure when you watch middle school football. And to this day, I still go to middle school football games because I think it's at its purest form. When you're that. So we took some time trying to figure out what we want to do. And then Richard Moncrief, who was my homeboy, played at Clemson. He was the head coach at my high school, Sidney Lanier High School. And I asked him, can I come and volunteer and be a coach? And man, just on the high school level, I was like, man, these dudes work too much. You gonna meet up here on Sunday? For what?
Yeah.
And then we got to stay. I mean, so it's like, man, this is something. But so I'm grateful for him teaching me how to be a coach, the standard. I just come out of the NFL, had earrings and all that stuff. And, he didn't want that in his program. So taught me a lot about that, the meetings and all that stuff. So, so I got my foot wet with that. And then people saw that I wanted to coach. Alabama State had a position come open. They made me the quarterback coach, Coach Tavares Jackson. And I was still learning to be a coach, really. Tavares was teaching me more than I was teaching him, but learned a lot from him. And then I kind of got the head coaching position fairly quick after that. I had only coached maybe 2 years before I got named the head coach, which is still crazy. And I was still learning, right? Yeah. When I call a timeout, what do you guys think about taking the timeout right now? Mm-hmm. And then just managing. But I'm so grateful to Charlie Cole, who was the head coach at the time. He kind of had the standard of how you practice and meeting and that type. And we just added our little tidbits on it and made it fit for what we wanted. But, so it happened fast, man. And almost 20 years later, that's what I've been. I've been head coach over at ASU for 8 years, Virginia State for 6 or 7 years, up at the DC Defenders for 2 years, and then now we're here.
Now, it seems like every NFL offseason you talk about the coaching carousel.
Mm-hmm.
The coordinators that did good, now they get head coaching positions, and they bring up their starting to form their tree and stuff like that. And you see it kind of trickling down, and typically the coordinators don't get as much notoriety until they're head coach, things like that. But each coach, when they have a plan of getting a hire, it's kind of like, I'm guessing that pitch comes with, well, these are my guys. He would leave from here, he would come from here, stuff like that. But to watch the connection of the team, of like the DC Defender coaching staff and the TSU coaching staff, like some of y'all have known each other for
a long time.
Yeah. Like, so how did you end up in DC? And obviously you've known Shannon for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
I definitely want to hear about the dynamic of him coaching under you, then you coming to where he used to coach. Now he's coming back to coach under you. Like, you got to really like someone to kind of change the hierarchy of that.
Yeah, man, that whole DC thing came from out of nowhere. Good guy, Scott Pioli, who really fights for minority rights, for getting NFL jobs and that type of stuff. He wrote an article one day mentioning guys that he felt like are NFL ready, the coordinator, head coach. Reggie Barlow, my name found its way on his list. And
rightfully so.
Right, the XFL people at the time, they looked into it, had some meetings with Russ Brand, had some meetings with some of the other people that was affiliated with the league, including Miss Garcia, who was part owner, her and The Rock. So had some interaction with The Rock. Right?
What was that like, meeting him for the first time?
Let me tell you,
I know you. I can only imagine people
gotta ask The Rock, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's standing right there. He's conversating. Yeah. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It blows you away. And one morning, I get all these text messages and these calls, and it's like, bro, The Rock just quoted you on his Instagram page. I said, what? So I go and look, and there it is. He's like, hey, I got a quote that I want to share with you guys from one of our coaches, Coach Reggie Barlow, the DC Defenders. And he went into the quote about, I talked to our guys a lot about, to do it in public, you first got to do it in private. Under stress and pressure, the most rehearsed action will arise. And that was a quote. And I'm like, Rock, my daughter's calling me dad.
Man, that's a real quote.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So that process, man, getting on, and then obviously grabbing Kais and Shannon, because we had all worked together before, and I kind of hit them up like, hey, this thing might happen. I may get this job. And then when we got it, we brought all those guys on, Vernon Dean, some guys that worked with us. And Kais and I, we've all been working together. Greg, from the competitions of the Titans and the Jaguars, so that's where that relationship started. From Eddie Robinson, who was the guy that played for the Titans. And we just all talked, man, and we started meeting. All right, hey, we met here a few times in Nashville. Just, hey, let's just get together. Let's get in the same room. Let's see how we fit, amongst each other. Because we hadn't worked with Greg before, but everything was a real good fit. We went up there and done well those first few years. I leave the week of the first game because Big Blue came calling, and it's like, I got to go, right? This is one of those jobs that I'm like, this is Tennessee State University. And what I thought I knew about Tennessee State, I didn't until I got here. And the history and the tradition in basketball, football, the aristocrats, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Look here.
There's so much, man.
I mean, and it's just, it's mind-boggling to me to know like the tradition and the people who've walked, on that campus. So I left. Strategically, we talked to the president of the league and say, Shannon would probably be the best fit from a personality standpoint. We're similar in our interaction, laid back and that stuff.
Yes, I can see that.
And man, he maintained the terror. We talked about that. The terror must be maintained or the empire is doomed. That was kind of like our thing. And the guys and the coaches, they maintained that. And all this was said, hey, when your season is over, you guys are coming here. Not all of them, because I couldn't bring all of them, but because we needed some feet on the ground. And we couldn't wait to it. So we had to add some guys, DB coach, receiver coach, and that type of stuff. But it's a good mixed staff, a lot of experience. Obviously, Greg has a lot of NFL coordinator experience, been a head coach twice.
That dude's crazy.
In the NFL. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah, and as long as you're not allergic to the word F-U-C-K.
Yeah. You can say it. You can say it here.
No, I'm not. Yeah, if you're not allergic to that word, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. He let us know where to get a prescription.
Yeah, he did.
Exactly. He did. Right. So, I mean, but Greg is smart, man. He's one of the sharper guys, on defense, and was able to get Gerard Cruzy, who's also an NFL coach. He's coaching our secondary over there, special teams. Mentioned Dexter Jackson, Deon Harris coaching our D-line, who played for us at Virginia State. I told him he owed me because the last 10 years he's been living off a salary that we've given him because, we paid for his grad. We paid for his undergrad as a player. Mm-hmm. And he was a grad assistant for us. Then we took him to D.C. with us, right? First position coaching. And now he's here. So yeah.
You riding the wave.
Yeah. So whenever you go to lunch, bro, you just bring me something back. You don't even have to ask me.
You bring it. Yeah. Even if I don't eat it, you bring it.
You just bring it, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So
y'all added Coach Morgan too, then from
Toriano, man.
So we called him the Babe. So I played with the Babe, man. 99. He was on that team.
Yeah.
Coach Keiss was the special teams coordinator.
Eddie.
On that team.
Was Eddie? You played with Eddie?
I don't know if I played with Eddie.
Eddie Woods?
Yes, I'm sorry. Eddie Woods is there, of course. So Eddie was a young guy.
I played with Eddie.
He played with Eddie. So Eddie came in. Coach Woods was maybe a freshman when I was a junior, maybe.
Yeah.
So he was young. And then, of course, Shannon, he was my quarterback for 2 years there.
Yeah.
Shannon probably should have won Offensive Player of the Year, but he got beat up by Tony Romo. But head-to-head, though, Shannon is a dog. Like, it's my guy.
Yeah, man. I love Shannon, man. And to just see him, how he's grown as a coach and the way he communicates and the way that he did with the DC Defenders winning the championship.
Yeah, that was big,
being
man.
Coach of the Year.
Yeah,
I mean, that was huge, man. So as you can see with our staff, I mean, it was extremely calculated in how we did it. We wanted a good mixture of experience, Greg and Gerard, Shannon, Morgan, and then we wanted a good mix of guys that are connected to Tennessee State that can help us in the recruitment.
Which I think is smart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so smart.
Being very intentional with this.
You get Eddie.
I get it.
You get Eddie. Eddie knows everybody in the state.
Yeah. He was head coach.
He was in Memphis. He was a head coach here. Yeah. So he already knows.
He knows.
And he got those relationships. And then, Meshack, who I owe a lot of credit to holding things together.
Butter was he might get mad, but Butter, he was the film guy when I first got to TSU.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I need an autograph now.
Yeah.
You done worked your way up for so long in the ranks. So
I'll be honest, I don't even know what Butter was when I was there. He was like film, equipment,
so
making moves.
Yeah. But
he's kind of the glue.
He held this thing together during the process. I mean, he was the only one kind of left over. So obviously him, and he's connected. Woods, we talked about, is connected. And then I always like to hire a guy that I feel like is a young up-and-coming coach that played for us. And we got a kid named Nick Andrews. Well, he's not a kid, but he played for us at Alabama State. Really good football player. And he's been in the high school ranks as an offensive coordinator, as a defensive coordinator, which shows his versatility. And also he coached for so long in Alabama. He connects there. So that's kind of like how we did the staff. Good mixture of Tennessee State alums, our experienced guys, offense coordinators, defensive coordinators, both. And we always like having on the staff, obviously your coordinator, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, but we also like having somebody else on that staff who was also a coordinator at another place. Guys leave.
Right.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, things happen. Excuse me. My pastor might watch this.
Yeah. It happens, though. Football,
it happens, man.
Football language. Yeah.
So having two guys like that, it could ease one guy over. So obviously with Shannon going to, DC and after the season, and then Morgan just slides in that position. will already know how we operate and that type of stuff.
Yeah, because Coach Morgan, man, he was there with a stacked roster when we was at TSU.
Yeah.
So that 99 team was like a legendary team. So we won an HBCU national championship as well that year.
Yeah.
So he knows what winning is, even from other programs.
He was our offensive coordinator when I was at Virginia State as well. So he scored a lot of points, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They call him 180 now.
Do the 180? Oh, I gotta go see, baby.
They say because he turned the program around. He made
Mr. 180.
Mr. 180, that's what they call him. Right.
So, all of us that followed along kind of like, group texting around of like, insiders resource, we've been following the Shannon story, ever since basically it was a TSU staff at DC. And then like when you left, watching him step up into the role of a head coach at that level was really cool for especially us that know him personally.
Right.
But only as interim, wondering what's going to happen. If he does well, is he going to stay so he could be the head coach of a championship caliber team? Or the rumblings was he might be coming back, being a coordinator. Like it was kind of fun to watch what was going on. And then now it's kind of like almost mainstream news that he made the decision that he's going to come and coach and then go back because the seasons are different. What is it about Shannon that you can trust, knowing he's going to be trying to do both? That allows you to still put your trust in him when in that dual kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean, Shannon, for one, he's a God-fearing man. He's a man of his word.
He's definitely
he's been, consistent with our relationship in terms of here's how we're going to do it, staying in communication. And the thing about it is, I mean, this year he and I were in contact throughout the season. And then, of course, him coming here, me being a head coach in that league, I understand what the role and responsibilities are. It's a little different in the off season because it's not college, so you're not meeting with the team. There is no off season workouts and that type of stuff. So he'll be able to be totally committed here. Von Hutchins, who's the GM for the DC Defenders, he does an amazing job of acquiring talent, and I know they'll be in constant conversation about who they're going to bring back and who they're going to draft and that type of stuff. But Shannon will be dialed in, and we just want to make it as easy as possible for him to be able to do a great job for us.
Well, I know you got to get back because y'all firing camp up, getting started. But when you do a search about TSU this season, everyone's talking about the staff. Everybody's talking about you, Shannon coming back. Other people, Coach E coming back. There's a lot of storylines with how special this coaching staff is. Greg being in Nashville, all of this. Take this time a little bit before we wrap this up to talk about the team.
Yeah.
What's special about the team, these players? What are you seeing that's really not getting talked about that we need to be watching as we're getting ready for this season to kick off?
Man, this team, one of the things I'm proud of when I walked in after getting the job and just watch them practice, the organization and the structure that they were managing themselves is something that I hadn't really seen, especially on the college level. And I had a coach tell me he was in town and he wanted to go watch on a Saturday. He's like, bro, I called our staff and said, man, y'all won't believe this. He said, this team is out here with no coach and they're running 7-on-7. They're running Indy. They're doing all that. So the structure of these guys have enough structure, enough passion to do that on their own shows ownership. And then, of course, we had to sprinkle in about 30 new guys because of the transfer portal and that type of stuff.
Yeah, he did.
So we added some guys at the running back position. We got Starling that's going to be coming back that played for us a few years ago.
Yeah. He works out of Lipscomb. A lot of those guys work out of Lipscomb, man. They come over there all the time. He's good.
Yeah, he's a good player. We was able to get McQuarrie, a transfer quarterback from Troy University. We got Jonathan Palmer he was at Gardner Webb, obviously from around this area. So we sprinkled in a good mix of our players. And the other thing that people may not know is the NCAA allow you to have OTAs, organized team activities. So the guys were here all summer. And I'm so grateful for President Tucker and Dr. Allen, our AD, and Dusty Bennett, Mr. Dusty Bennett, for allowing us to have 60 guys here in summer school. Like, that's huge. And they did it. They did it just like that, right? They made that happen. And so I'm so grateful for Dr. Allen, grateful for President Tucker, grateful for Dusty Bennett for what they've been able to do in terms of our staff and allowing guys to come, a little bit later than you typically would have them. So, and when you take a job, man, leadership is everything. Mm-hmm. And having good leadership with President Tucker, Dr. Allen, Dusty Bennett, Miss Tess, Miss Bell, like Tennessee State got some great people in place. Mm-hmm. And, we're happy to be here. And like I said, our team has been working hard, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. They report tomorrow, so we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Oh, man, we just in time, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all got a championship under your belt from last year, so I'm excited to see what you do, man. I trust in what you're doing. I trust in the staff, man, and it's fun for me now because I'm seeing like some of my old teammates on the staff now. So it's
and
cool
we want you guys to come around, man. That's one of the things. Like we got August the 9th. We're having we're going to scrimmage that day, but we're inviting back all former TSU football players in the community, man.
The football alumni
come hang out.
Stuff.
Yeah, Reno's my guy. Reno Thompson's my guy. I'll be remiss if I didn't shout out Chris Rowland, too. That's my guy, too.
Man, you want to talk about a good dude, man.
He's a great guy, man.
Chris Rowland is one of my favorite players, man, of all time.
I got to shout
him coach, man.
You say I'm his brother because we look alike.
So, man, appreciate Chris Rowland, man. Great player. They told me how good he was. I was like, dang, he can't be that good. And then we got him. I'm like,
he can go, man. He can go.
Unbelievable. And it's a shame the league hadn't brought him up there.
He's supposed to have been back, man. He got a shot his first year in Atlanta with the Falcons, man. But he's a league guy, man. Like he can do that.
Yeah, he's elite, man. He's elite. So, but I certainly appreciate you guys, man, allowing me to be on here. And,
before we get out of here, because I heard you were big on acronyms.
I am.
Yeah. So you got to have something that like people buy into because that roster dumped out before you took over,
right?
With Eddie leaving and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So to get everybody to buy in, this seems like it's a really special team from the players, the staff, really bought in. Yeah. And I played with some coaches that had some acronyms and it was real cheesy and it was hard to really buy into. Yeah. But people seem to be picking up what you're putting down. Yeah. So this is the Music City mindset. We really like focusing on like the grind, the story of how we got to this point of what's making Nashville so great. Right. I want to thank you for what you're doing to make Nashville a better place.
Thank you.
When you think about the mindset to endure something, what's one of your acronyms you could leave us with today in regards to that?
I mean, I'll tell you what, in terms of the grind, we use the word the dash.
Okay.
We talk about living the dash. That's what we want our guys to do. And the dash is DASHH. That's what it is. The D stands for discipline, doing what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it all the time, regardless if you're fatigued or don't feel. Discipline is the core base of who we are and what we have to do. The A is for attitude. Have a positive and conquering attitude because there will be another A, and that's called adversity, right? What are you going to do when you're faced with adversity? You got to be able to overcome it. The S in the dash, which is my favorite, is sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice for the sake of the team? You may be the starting running back, but we may need you to run down on punt team. What are you willing to sacrifice for the sake of the university, Tennessee State? What are you willing to sacrifice for the community? We will ask you to go out and be active in the community. So the first H in the dash is habits. We are going to say on 3, win on 3, right? But win is WIN, what's important now. And
what's important now?
Yeah, and if your habits are not aligned,
I'm writing it down. I'm taking this to my guys.
I'm gonna have you text that too.
I'm trying to get this down.
Yeah.
So the H, it's your habits must be aligned with your expectations. We can't go and say win on 3 if we're not taking care of what's important now and doing what we're supposed to do. And then the last H in the dash, man. After having all that other stuff, man, what's your heart like? Do you care about people? Do you care about team? Do you care about the university? Do you care about the community? So those are the things that we talk about. Live the dash, man. And those 5 core characteristics, if we live those, play by those, and all of that, this team will have the success that the team last year had, and this team will have the success that we've had since we've been coaching. So you'll hear it, you'll see it, live the dash. That's something that we'll talk about. I'll have shirts and all that stuff made up with the dash.
I gotta get one, Coach.
My heart's going right now, man. If I had any eligibility, I'd run through a wall for you, homie.
Yeah.
Man, I think that's a good place to wrap it up, man. I like that. What's important now?
Yeah,
Man, you want to break us down to get up out of here?
Yeah. Well, I guess we can go Tigers on 3.
Okay.
All right. And then I always end conversations that I have with football people by asking one question, and I'll ask that question to you guys' audience.
Yeah.
So we got Tigers on 3. You guys ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Tigers.
Are you late, man? Come on.
Now, okay, you want to get Tigers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Tigers.
There we go.
Now, audience, great audience, listeners. I got one question for you guys. You like football?
Oh yeah.
You gotta like it.
gotta love it, man.
Hey man, this was great. I'm so glad. Listen, I couldn't miss this one. I appreciate you coming, Coach.
Right on.
I appreciate what you bringing to the organization and just you as a person, man. Like again, man, I've met you twice now at this point. You make us feel like we've been knowing you forever.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I know the staff and the players they really connect with that. So
yeah,
man, if y'all love this episode as much as I did, make sure you tune in, hit the like button, tell a friend. Until next time.
And for the love of Nashville, tune into the next one.